morning, everybody. Trish Palmer here, Limestone Coast Master Hypnotherapist. Hi, Kim. Hi, Danae. Give me some love, and guys, hit those love hearts. Let me know I'm doing a good job. So today I'm going to be talking about suggestibility tests. These are really, really great fun to do, and they're things that happen without your client even know that they're happening. So suggestibility tests are a crucial part of the hypnosis process. I have been to those hypnotherapists that completely skip this phase, and it's like, hang on, you should go back and do that, because not only is it fun for the client to experience, it's really good fun for the therapist to do as well. So without them, the client would just be listening to the process and being polite. There's been many times when I very first started out that, especially with my quit smoking clients, where they were like, I was just listening to what you say. And all they were doing was listening, and then they weren't responding because they didn't want to hurt my feelings or embarrass me or something like that. Then later on, they went on to say, oh, I couldn't be hypnotized, or it didn't work, or it wore off, or some rubbish like that. Stage hypnotists rely on suggestibility tests to ensure that their show is a hit. If somebody is on stage and they are not responding to a suggestibility test, then the hypnotherapist on stage will actually ask them to leave the stage. They'll congratulate them. They're like, thanks for coming along, sort of thing. We're going to focus on these people now, blah, blah, blah. Because if somebody is not being suggestible, then their show is not going to be that much of a success. And it's exactly the same in the clinical room. We do suggestibility tests to ensure that the client is open and ready to learn. So what is the difference between a convincer and a suggestibility test? So a convincer is a decision that the client makes to convince themselves that they are in control. And they can't be bothered opening their eyes, and they'll lift their hands with the balloons, just like we were talking about in the last session. Where a suggestibility test is a message that the client receives from the subconscious that they just can't explain and they didn't even know was possible. This natural phenomenon can really wow your clients about the power of their mind. So there are many, many suggestibility tests out there. There are lots of people that will rehash the names and all that sort of stuff, but I'm going to show you 3 of the most commonly used ones in our clinical room. So we'll do the arm drop, the sway test, and the finger spread. If you want to learn some more advanced techniques, they are all available in my mod mentoring. If you'd like to get on that, please shoot me a message. So the arm drop. This suggestibility test is done after the deepener. So you've done your induction, you've done your deepener, you've done your convincers. Now you're going to do a suggestibility test. And it's the simplest test of them all. It's great for using with rapid inductions and stage hypnosis as well. And this is just one variant of the arm drop. Some people will say that their arm feels like a wet towel. It'll get heavier and heavier. They've got a big book that they're going to place in the arm. This is just a simple variant for get you started. So this is how it goes. You've done your induction, you've done your deepener, your client is actually under hypnosis and they're quite relaxed, they're breathing deeply and slowly. Always ask your client for permission to touch them before you even start the hypnosis, because you'll actually be touching their arm in this one. So I say to my client, okay, I'm going to reach over and pick up your left arm. And all I'll do is I'll actually grasp the wrist and start to pick it up. So that's all I'll do. I will start to pick it up just very, very slowly. I'm not going to grab the whole hand and just reef it up. I'm going to just place my hands on the wrist very softly and then begin to lift it up. And I will say to them, you will find that this arm will stay up all by itself for a little while. Now you keep supporting that arm, but then you just very, very slowly, as you say that, slowly take away your fingers so that the arm remains raised. And then you say to your client, good. Now I'd like you to feel that arm becoming heavier and heavier. So heavy that on the count of 3, it will drop down. And you will feel twice as relaxed as what you are now. Counting now. 1, 2, 3. And as soon as you say 3, that arm will drop. It'll flop onto the seat, the bed, whatever it is that you're using. And this just shows that the client is open to suggestibility. They are open to suggestibility. That's what that is. You are suggesting that they can raise their arm, they can keep their arm in the air, and then when they want to go relaxed and deeper and heavier, then on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, snap your fingers. This is showing that they are open to suggestibility and that they are completely relaxed. The second one I do is known as the sway test. Now, this one is fantastic for people who have been in pain. I love also to do this one when it comes to people who are smokers, who are got anxiety and depression. They're not quite sure if they want to let go of the problem and all this sort of stuff. So this one is actually really, really fantastic for those kind of people. It's simple, but just be patient with it. It's also done with the eyes open, and it's done before you do any of the deep trance work. So if the client sways forward, that means it is a yes from their subconscious mind. They want this problem to be gone. If the client sways backwards, that means it's a no, and that's usually because there's some other part of them that doesn't trust the process or is trying to protect them. So it's really, really simple and easy. You just simply say to your client, you will be safe at all times with this test. We are going to ask your unconscious mind if it is willing to let go of this problem today. It will answer yes by allowing you to sway. Now you ask your client to stand up with their hands at their side. And when you do this, you stand beside your client. Don't stand in front of them, stand at the side of your client. So when they do that sway test, whether it's forward or backward, you can pick up on the signals. And also at any stage, if your client decides to duck forward or duck back a little bit, you can hold them on the shoulder and then teach them that it's okay, just relax, you are completely safe. So ask your client to stand up with their hands on their sides, then ask them to put their feet firmly on the floor and to put their feet together. After this, ask your client to close their eyes and keep their head facing forward. That's what they're doing. Now you're going to say to your client, now with your unconscious mind, ask yourself, then say the client's name. So now with your unconscious mind, ask yourself, Trish, are you willing to let go of this problem today? And then just wait for the process. The client will start to sway. That's what they will do. If the client sways forward, then it's a yes. The unconscious mind wants to let go of the problem. If the client sways backwards, then that's what's known as a no. And chances are your client will need more advanced hypnosis techniques like parts therapy, and all that's available in our modern mentoring. So as the client begins to sway, they'll actually catch themselves because their head automatically does not want to fall over. That's what the whole point of the body is to keep that head upright at all times. That's why you see some people that are really contorted, but their head's always straight, because the head must be balanced, otherwise they fall over. So your client will then catch themselves and they'll wake up and they'll be like, oh wow. And I'll say to them, isn't it wonderful that you can trust your body to save you from harm and your unconscious is willing to let go of this problem? And they're like, yeah, this is amazing. And then I'll repeat that blue section 2 to 3 times to ensure that the yes is actually there, and also to convince the client that they are open to suggestibility. But like I said, if they sway backwards, that's a no, and that's what's known as parts therapy. It's a more advanced technique. The finger spread is a really, really easy one to do. Now this one is done with your eyes open before you even go into the deep trance, and it can be done while sitting down or standing. Don't let your client ask questions during the test, okay? Just get them to trust the process. If they start asking questions, they're not open to suggestibility. It's just as simple as that. The faster and the further that the fingers spread, the more suggestible that they are. That's what this one about. Faster that they do this. This means that they're really open for rapid inductions. If they open their fingers slowly, that means that they're more suggestible towards a slow relaxation induction or an Elman induction. So this is how you do it. Ask your client to sit upright in the chair and have their hands on their lap. Now you're going to lift up the client's arm and hand and place the palm in front of the face a few centimeters away with the fingers straight and just up above the eye level a little bit. This is putting them into what's known as the Hakalau state, where they begin to learn and they open themselves up to suggestibility. I'll be teaching you the Hakalau state later on in the training. Now you're going to hold the elbow of the client. You're going to firmly hold that elbow and lift that arm up. When you do that, with the other hand, you're going to tap the middle finger 3 to 4 times. And as you say this, you say to them, I want you to stare at your middle finger. And when I let go of your hand, like I'm letting go of the elbow, your fingers will begin to separate. So you support the elbow, and then you tap that middle finger 3 to 4 times, and you say to them, I want you to stare at your middle finger. And when I let go, your fingers will begin to separate. As soon as you let go of that elbow, you start saying, separating, separating, wider, wider, further and further apart. And in the manual that you receive in the training, all of the blue highlighted text you repeat 3 to 4 times. And then just watch those fingers begin to spread. Then what you'll do is you'll cancel the situation, you'll put the hand down and you repeat it for the other hand. Once you've done that, you get your client to relax their hand back on their lap and you tell them that they did really well. You're looking for their suggestibility here. So if those fingers spread quite fast, quite rapidly, they're really, really great for rapid inductions. If they're a bit slow, then do a relaxation or an element induction on them that's a little bit longer and just be patient with them, okay? That's really, really great fun to do, and it's one that you can do absolutely anywhere. So go grab your friends and practice some suggestibility tests. If you want these, they are all in the manual if you choose to purchase the training, and you can tap on the link below. Suggestibility tests can be done at various times. Some are done before the deep trance and others are done whilst they're in the hypnotic state. Others are done in a wakeful state. They all can be done in different times. Either way, you are assessing how your client is open to suggestion. If a client is resistant to suggestion tests, then this means that either they don't trust the process or they're not ready to let go of that problem, and you can help them with parts therapy with that. A client that responds easily to a suggestibility test can very, very quickly achieve the change that they're looking for, and they'll be an absolute joy to work with. You can do the same test over and over on a client to help them learn the process to achieve change that they're actually looking for as well. So please join me next Tuesday in the next video. I'm going to be talking about the scaling evidence procedure and why it is absolutely essential for your hypnosis process. So have an awesome day, everybody. Give me some love hearts. Hi, Leon, Nikki, Sue. Who else have I got here? Jeanette, Kirby, lots of people. Thanks, guys, for joining me, and have an awesome day. Go out there and heal the world. Bye-bye. Mwah.